What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I've covered the standard, which was mainly designers that I'll never stop recommending. Just stuff that personal favorites of mine. You're going to see them often on the channel over time. It was requested to do the same thing with clones, so I did just that. But it got me thinking, if I'm going to cover those, I got to cover my favorite niches that I like to recommend. So in this video, we're talking about 10 niche fragrances that I'll always recommend. Stay tuned. Starting with what I deem to be the best of house, no matter how much great stuff comes out from the brand Kajal Perfumes. I don't think any of them can hold a candle to Lamar. Lamar is a superstar. Yes, it happened rhyme happy accident. This is immaculate when it comes to scent profiles for men. So it's a fruity floral with dense woods. There's a touch of toffee and ambroxan in the dry down, but there's a nice dose of pineapple here at the top. No, it doesn't smell like a Ventus. But there's a nice dose of pineapple, and you get rose and marigold as the floral heart. And it offers this interesting texture and smell of, like, it's not heavy rose. I get more marigold than anything else. Super interesting fragrance. It really is. For being what it is, it's a very juicy floral heart. And I think the pineapple is really what kind of does that to it. It's a ripe and juicy smell. Fruity floral at its core, but again, woods, toffee, and ambroxan. Give it some depth, give it some reach. It's got great performance and great presence. This is a pretty assertive and strong yet elegant scent profile that a lot of people seem to enjoy, and that has not changed for me. I will always recommend Lamar. Absolute hype beast alert here for you guys. Myself and my dear friend Justin Copeland are extremely guilty of putting forth some hype on this one. And it's warranted and it's justified. It's one of my 5 favorite fragrances in all the many fragrances that I have in my collection. It's Vertus Vanilla Oud. Super seasonal kind of fragrance. Terrible for this warm spring weather going into summer that I'm experiencing right now. But boy, when it starts to cool down a little bit, or if I'm going to be indoors for a while in the evenings and have something to do, or the occasional date night move here, which I deem it a little bit more mingling type of fragrance, is when I want to wear it, not just when it's me and the wife going out to dinner. There's other fragrances that we both prefer me to wear for that. But this is an intoxicating, spicy, burnt vanilla type of smell. The oud here offers a little bit of funk, warm, woodsy, a lot of saffron here for the spice. Son of a bitch. That is one of the greatest fragrances I've ever smelled. And it's every time. It wows me, captivates me, and damn near takes my breath away every single time I smell it. I can't encourage you enough to sample this fragrance. Should you blind buy it? No. But you're an adult, I would assume. I mean, the occasional teenagers watch this channel, but the overwhelming majority of you, you're grown adults that can make your own decisions. I can't stop you from blind buying a fragrance. You could do a lot worse, but there's still that risk that you'll be like, oh, TLTG, you're crazy. That stuff is terrible. How could you like that so much? So, even though I'll never stop recommending it, you should still sample it first, because it's damn good, though. One of the best things I've ever smelled in my entire life. I'll keep recommending it. Vertus Vanilla Oud. So I can't take the credit for the discovery of this fragrance. Shout outs to my friend Hillary and Yara. They introduced me to this. They sent me some decants a while back. And of all of the variety of decants they sent me, one stood tall to me and really spoke to my taste, because I love a great mango scent. As the last few years have evolved with my scent palette, I've learned I like mango scents more than I like pineapple scents, which pineapple's the thing because of Ventus, right? Hell, the first fragrance we talked about, pineapple note. But for me, mango Thai lime from Joe Loves. Man, is this captivating. Mango lime pepper. It's simple. It's Joe Malone's other brand. She does remarkable work. It is a little synthetic. It's not the most natural smelling fragrance, but such a beautiful summertime vibe of an aroma. This is so good. I can't recommend this fragrance enough for the summertime. It's zesty. The spice here really livens up and adds vibrance to the citrus and fruit core, and just central focus of this. God, I can taste it. It is so good, because I turned my ceiling fan off so it doesn't bleed through in the audio. So anything I spray just hovers right here in front of me in these videos now, guys. So I'm living in it right now, and this is incredible. You can get samples. I would strongly suggest going to Joe Love's website and getting a carded sample. And if you happen to order a bottle, you get to pick a few different carded samples so you can continue to try the things from the house, which I have samples. I just haven't sprayed them. But man, I gotta tell you, this is one I'll never stop recommending. If you want a phenomenal tropical fruit summertime fragrance, this is such a great experience. It's Joe Love Mango Thai Lime. No secret here with this one. This is my favorite springtime fragrance. This is my favorite Francis Kurkdjian creation. It's Aqua Celestia Forte from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is so good. Juicy lime, believable green leafy mint, fresh green petitgrain. There's a little bit of like this vetiver woody smell as it dries, a soft musk and touch of floral, but it's all about the green stuff, the green citrus, the green mint, the green freshness overall. Great performer. It's one of those in-between scents where it can be as casual as you'd like it to be, but it can also dress up as much as you want it to be in the warm weather specifically. You can wear this year round if you want to, absolutely. Some people don't like the heavy stuff, the spices and the tobaccos and leathers. Some people don't like that kind of stuff. You just want fresh and easy going. That is this scent profile. Very green, very beautiful. My God, is this amazing. I do plan on adding the Cologne Forte flanker this summer. I did smell that one earlier in the year, finally got around to smelling it. And honestly, I'd like to get the original because if I like two of the three, I'm bound to like all three. So one I'll never stop recommending to you guys is Aqua Celestia Forte from MFK. Speaking of tropical fragrances that are just incredible, it comes from a house full of just amazing fresh fragrances. There's deeper scents to this house, don't get me wrong. And I love how they put the percentage of natural oils used on the labels for each fragrances. So they have to ramp up their oil concentration to get some kind of performance out of these, because we're talking about Atelier Cologne, but specifically Pacific Lime. This is lime coconut, creamy type of coconut too, not sunscreen. And I don't know how easy the camera will pick up on it, but right here where my finger's at, 91% natural ingredients. Each one of the bottles shows the percentage. Some of them are in the 80s, some of them are in the 90s. Photorealistic stuff. Beautiful. They don't last forever. This is like a 4, maybe 5 hour fragrance, but man, is it a magical experience as far as aromatherapy is concerned. This is such a relaxing, casual day type of scent profile. Man, juicy lime meets creamy coconut to blend together. And look, there's other notes, but those dominate this profile. That's why every time you hear me talk about it, I focus on the lime and the coconut, because my God, this is incredible. And I have several awesome fragrances from this brand. This is the one. If I'm gonna keep recommending an Atelier Cologne fragrance to you, trust me, it's gonna be Pacific Lime. Now, growing up, there's one particular fragrance that has always stood the test of time for me. It's the most memorable and nostalgic of them all. There's two that matter in my world that I put on the Mount Rushmore for me that mean a lot, because I've been into fragrances since I was like 8 or 9 years old, guys. This isn't some newer thing where I jumped into the booming internet community in the last few years. Hell no, I've lifelong fragrance lover here. So Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger is a monumental fragrance for me, because in 5th or 6th grade, I can never remember which year, that was the first fragrance I ever asked for Christmas. Got the gift set, got that duffel bag from Dillard's and everything. Oh, it was so great. And Montale Fougeres Marine very much smells like a niche twist on it. Great performance, great quality when you compare it to Tommy. And the trade-off here is it's a chypre. It's dominant on oak moss, and I mean a lot of it. But this freshwater note and this clean musk freshen it up to make a fresh green spicy smell that's extremely reminiscent of Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. So any of you 90s kids that loved Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger, maybe you haven't revisited it in 10, 15, 20, 25 years, this is the way to go. Don't get me wrong, I've been through many bottles of Tommy. Last year, I finished up a 30 ml and busted open a 50 ml. I have multiple bottles of Tommy. But this is so impressive. Not only get me wrong, when it starts to dry down, it starts to go its own way. It becomes less like Tommy. I would say it starts to go into that 70 to 80% relation. But early on, the early stages of this fragrance, it's 90% accurate, maybe even better. It's so good. And I'll never stop recommending it. It's Montale Fougeres Marine. Now, a lot of people love Silver Mountain water. I love Silver Mountain water. I have a bottle. It was the coolest find I've ever had at a Marshall's. And I probably could have saved, I definitely could have saved like 30, 40 bucks if I would have bought it online, but it was the excitement of finding it at a Marshall's. I dropped 250 on 100 ml. It's a 2020 batch. I don't remember the exact code of Silver Mountain water. So point being, I love Silver Mountain water. So much so that I actively knew I was paying a little more than I had to, just because I was so excited to find it. And with that said, I've got a ton of fragrances that smell like it, but for me, the best twist on that profile is Mefisto from Xerjoff. Don't get me wrong, I love Gentle Uomo as well. The flanker, one of the freshest fragrances of all time to me because it stays just as fresh from when you first spray it to when it falls off a cliff on your skin as a faint skin scent. It's impressive how fresh it stays the entirety of the life of the fragrance. But this, very similar to Silver Mountain water, but you lose the herbal tone of the tea. It's not as inky as having all of that black currant, but it is metallic, it's citrus fresh, it's clean musk, it's crazy, crazy fresh. And the iris and rose give it this fresh, powdery, floral tone that liven it up and change it just right for me. This is so good. So good. Wife's a huge fan of this. I mean, she'll go with anything that smells in the realm of this or Silver Mountain water. Let's call it the Mefisto / Silver Mountain water DNA because they're the same but not the same. From two highly respected niche brands, we're talking Creed and Xerjoff. My wife's here for all of it. She enjoys all of those scent profiles, as do I. This is a hit in this household. This particular scent profile, we're talking Club de Nuit Sillage and so on. Just insert the name, Afnan Supremacy in Heaven, yada, 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 all of them. But for me, the top dog that I'll continue to recommend if you like that profile and what to me is the ultimate take on that is Mefisto, and I'll keep recommending it. An unsung hero from the brand that people are immediately going to throw the Mont Blanc Individuel thing out, but Individuel came out before Creed, Cologne, this. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know what I care about? How good does it smell to me? What's the wearing experience like? And I got to tell you what, I had a decant prior and I was itching. Like one day I'm going to get a bottle of that. That is so good. Man, original Santal. This is so good. This is so good. Yes, it's a little dense for high heat, but I don't care. This is one I still think you can pull off. I've worn in the summer. But transitional seasons like spring and fall, daytime and evenings, because there's a warm, woody smell to this. There's spice, there's fruitiness. It's got a cleanliness to it. It's a very handsome scent profile. This is a great signature for somebody that wants to stand out. Yes, this and Individual smell extremely similar to one another. But when you put them side by side, you go, oh, that's the expensive fragrance and that's the cheap fragrance. Yes, there's a glaringly obvious difference in quality here. And there should be for the price difference. And look, for some people, you're going to go, that are watching this, you're crazy, I don't care, that's stupid, I'm not paying that, I'm going to go with Individual. I'm with you. I went through a 50 ml bottle of Individual, got a second bottle that I barely touch, I wear on occasion. I talked about it recently. I still love Individual. Like I said, I'm on my second bottle of it. But once I got my nose on this, I'd already had my second bottle of Individual by the time I got a decant of this, and I was like, ooh, that is so much better. I'm so happy to have this 50 ml. I cherish it. We're going to give it a little spritz. Just try this fragrance. Do me that favor. If you like me, you trust me at all, get 2 ml, get 1 ml, get a couple of sprays. Even if you don't end up getting a bottle, just so you can experience it for yourself and see what the hell I'm talking about and say, I'm crazy, or holy crap, you're so right, I need to save up and get a bottle. You won't know if you don't try it, and I will continue to recommend it until you do try it. It's Creed Original Santal. Now, don't get me wrong, you're totally fine with the Eau de Parfum. It was my favorite from the brand. Then they put out this Extrait, and I'm like, it ain't broke. I literally said it to the brand owner. It ain't broke. How you gonna fix that? Didn't reformulate it, literally just ramped up the oil concentration. No rebalancing, no reformulating. Same exact formula, high oil concentration. True Extrait version of something. The spice comes out more on me. Saffron spice. Outside of that, it's the same fragrance, but rich. So rich. We are talking about Argos Triumph of Bacchus Extrait. The regular version goes here as well because it's still one of the greatest tobacco scents I've ever smelled. People are going to mention red tobacco. Yeah, there's similarities, but red tobacco is pungently sweet, dark and smoky, earthy, has oud, a lot of incense. You got to strip that kind of stuff away to get to this, and this is a much higher quality fragrance. Both versions, regular Triumph of Bacchus and the Extrait, much higher quality stuff. Peach apple dominance here, a lot of rum, warm and ambery, rich. This version, I get more of the saffron spice than I do out of the eau de parfum. And then the tobacco here is not super earthy. It's very smooth. Such a pure smelling, smooth fragrance. Crazy performance, both versions. This is just that much stronger. It's one of the greatest fragrances I've ever smelled. It really is. Like, it's hard to not say, like, I go back and forth on, is it my favorite tobacco fragrance? Maybe. Like, I really can't put anything over on top of it. Like, I don't know if I can put over, wrestling term for you guys, I don't think I can put over a tobacco fragrance more than I put this over. And I love Xerjoff Signature Tobacco. Leather Tobacco has an impressive presence and wow factor to it. Royal Bourbon from Plume Impressions has captivated me, blew me away when I smelled it the first time. There's some great stuff out there. But this one stands tall to me. I can't put it over enough. I'll never stop recommending it. Argos Triumph of Bacchus Extrait. And last, most certainly not least, the niche fragrance I recommend the most. It's my default answer when somebody asks me, what's the first niche fragrance they should give a shot? That answer ain't changing. Anytime soon, probably ever. Mancera Cedrat Boise. This is a must try. It's not a must have for everybody. No fragrance is truly a must have. When it comes to versatility, this is up there. It's intoxicating. It works great on date nights. It works great all seasons. Not the best high heat summer option, but it works. Citruses, sharp citruses, fruits, dry woods, touch of leather. I don't get a lot of leather out of this one. I never did. I get much more leather out of the Intense, that suede accord they added. But I've always described it as, picture a wicker basket, a large wicker basket. Nice heavy duty, weaved wicker. That dry, woody smell, and just put a variety of fruits, apples, grapes, lemons, just put all that shit in there. And whatever that smells like is what this smells like. I've always described it that way. I always will. Above average performance. It's not a beast. I get about 8 hours of longevity on skin, 8 to 9 hours, I would say. Some people say reformulated to death. I get 3 hours. Or oh man, they're crazy. I still get 12. Newer batch with the magnetic cap. Like, you'll hear all that stuff on the internet. Just do yourself the favor. It's not even doing me the favor. Get a sample. Try it. If you like it, you like it. How it performs on you is how it's going to perform on you. But I can tell you, this is one of the best smelling, most versatile and functional, highly functional fragrance profiles for men I've ever come across. That's why it's such an easy recommendation for me, as a great starting point for anybody that wants to step up a little bit above the designers, but not really dive too far out and start spending MFK money and stuff like that. And you want something that's kind of easy to dip your toe in to see if you want to start to move away from the designers a bit. This is that fragrance. It'll never not smell amazing to me. And I'll never stop recommending it. And this Mancera Cedrat Boise. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What in this video have you tried? What have you tried off of my recommendation that's in this video? I'm curious. I mean, it is the topic. What the hell? You tried my recommendation. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Nothing's 100%. And again, it's just my taste, what I recommend. I always encourage the sampling, just in case, because you never know. You could, just because I praise this as the best of the house, you might hate the fragrance. You never know, and that goes for every fragrance that I enjoy. Doesn't guarantee you will. So I will have links down below for any of them if you do want to check them out. It's good stuff. I'll keep recommending them. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 10 and you give them a spray now, there's always a chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.